Hey everybody, I want to talk about spring cleaning. I live in Arizona. I don't even know what spring is. I think we do our spring cleaning in summer because it's 110 degrees out. So we call it summer cleaning for us Arizonians. But for the rest of you, I think you know what spring is. A lot of people do a lot of maintenance in spring. Maybe it's because of our New Year's resolutions. We finally start getting around to them. So let's talk about the 5 things that I think are so essential for every retiree to do at least once a year. So let's start with a big one. Review your account beneficiaries. Okay. This doesn't mean change them every year. This just means look in occasionally. Okay. I have found so many beneficiary forms that are so terribly not put together properly that you will end up in probate. So think about who actually filled out these forms, right? Usually it's the advisor or some bank employee or something like that. So just be careful about that. Good advisors should be thorough. They know they have to pay the price when you're gone because the heirs call them. So the reality is be careful about who's filling these out. Make sure they're accurate. Accidentally transversing a number. I've seen this as not even my own fault, but the account custodian's fault. Transposing a number can be a big pain in the rear end, okay? So make sure the information is accurate. Birth dates are correct, social security numbers are correct, and that they're actually written on there. Completeness of information. I saw one advisor's work. All they did was put spouse as a beneficiary and children as a beneficiary. That's all they wrote on the beneficiary form. That goes to probate. That is not complete enough, okay? So be careful about these beneficiary forms. Look in on them occasionally, maybe not every year. If you're not changing accounts or moving things around, if you do a very good, thorough look through this, then you shouldn't have to go back and look at it again. But make sure any updates and changes were completed. So the other one, review the whereabouts of your essential documents. One, do they exist? Do you have a will plan or a trust plan? Because you got to have one of the two. There's nobody out there that needs neither. I don't care how much money you have, what your net worth is. Having a will or a trust plan is important, okay? Because if you have a will-based plan, you will have all your power of attorneys, your living will. You should have a good list of the assets for your heirs to be able to find everything easily. Maybe even think about this list of passwords that you have out there. If they're hidden in a safe that your heirs don't have access to, it's a problem. If they're hidden in safety deposit boxes at a bank, trust me, your heirs are going to have an extremely hard time getting in there. Your spouse might even have a hard time getting in there. These essential documents need to be in the hands of the person that is going to have to execute them. Okay, so whoever's in charge of your will or your trust, whoever's in charge of your power of attorneys, make sure these people have access to these things. I've seen these things hiding in the most bizarre places. One of the fun ones, I asked to review those documents. They went into their freezer and pulled them out. Hey, it's a fireproof box, they said. It was kind of funny. It in Ziploc bags and everything. It was kind of fun. Next one, review your budget. Do a quick review. Some people need to spend more time on this than others. Other people, look, you may have a very good grasp on this, but review it because we've gone through inflation. We do need to have a reassessment of what our I need to pays are. What does that base living expense look like, right? So you start with those essentials and break it out into 2 categories. Essentials, I have to, or I want. What are these things costing you? Have an idea of your budget from year to year. Very, very important for your comfort level when it comes to your money and whether you're going to run out of money and all that kind of stuff. If you have a grasp on this, you're going to enjoy your retirement more. Then review all your money, right? All your accounts of monetary value. How many accounts do you have? Are you one of those people that has 7 different bank accounts? Maybe starting to consolidate, especially by the time you start hitting your 80s. You don't need or want all those accounts out there. You might want to consider starting to consolidate and look at things like that. I've seen a lot of people with a lot of bank accounts, and it just creates headaches. How are they invested? Are they invested following the plan that your advisor has put forth? Did your advisor even put a plan forth? Did you put a plan? together? Are you managing your money? Are you managing your tax brackets? Are you managing Roth conversions? What taxation did these investment accounts cause you last year? Right? Do you have a bunch of after-tax money, and is it invested in mutual funds and they keep handing you 1099s? And you're like, I didn't buy or sell anything. Okay, so review the amount of taxation that's getting kicked out of your portfolio. That'll help you manage your tax brackets. Okay, and then the important one, which way do I go here? Here we go. How will you need these in the upcoming year? Right? This should always be a once a year review. You should look at the income that you're going to have coming in from Social Security, pension, all those places. And then you should have just done the budget on the previous slide. And you should say, well, I should have about X amount of dollars to handle the upcoming year in the bank account. So that way we don't have to constantly reach into our investments and say, I need another 1,000, I need some here, and I need some there, and I need some here. We don't want to do that throughout the year. It really wreaks havoc on the investing strategies, but it also causes a lot of extra taxation and mistakes in accounting. So we try to fill up that bank account once a year. Then shred. Shame on you for keeping every single receipt. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. You don't need your bank statements. You don't need your investment account statements. They're all available online. Okay, we live in a world where there's very few things that you really need to keep hard copies of. Things like taxes. I have no problem with people keeping even up to 7 years worth of taxes. Titles and deeds and mortgage documents and insurance policies, active insurance policies, not the ones that you got rid of a long time ago or the renewal every single year. No. Okay, medical bills for at least a year. Anything tax deductible for a year. Okay, shred. All those receipts, unless they're tax deductible items, you're holding them for the year until you get your taxes done. Okay, bank statements, investment statements, bills, get rid of all those. I used to keep all my credit card bills. That's all readily available online. Even if you haven't created your online account, you have a credit card, you can log in, you can create a login, and you can pull all your bank statements or your credit card statements and bills. There's not really any reason to hold on to all this stuff. Shred, or burn, or whatever. I don't really care, but I had to clean out multiple houses from people that have passed away and or moved into long-term care. And I've found years of unopened mail. They just didn't want to get rid of it. They know they didn't have to worry about it, but they didn't want to get rid of it. You can. It's okay. Nothing will happen. I started doing this 10 plus years ago. I just started getting rid of it, realizing I had no reason to be holding on to this stuff. And I'm still okay. I have a lot more room in my drawers at my home office, that's for sure. So we don't have to keep all this stuff. It's lethargic. It makes you feel good. Get rid of all that stuff and clean out the house. All right, everybody. I hope that helps. That's just a handful of things that I think are really important to touch base on. Some people have to really do the thorough spring cleaning. Some people, it's just a quick touch base once a year. Refill that bank account for the upcoming year. And this will always help you feel more comfortable with your money. That's so important. There's the psychology of finance when it comes to retirement. You've got to do this upkeep, this maintenance. Doesn't have to happen all year long. It can happen just once a year. All right, everybody. If you need anything from me, meet and greets or any other appointments you want from me, yourinvestmentcounselor.com. Our full classes, we do full form classes live via Zoom every single month, different topic. Go to fpfeaz.org. That's our nonprofit organization that we educate through. And then certainly if I can help, give us a call, 800-345-3155. Subscribe, share these. If you haven't gone to our full web channel here at YouTube, jump on this channel, subscribe. We put new videos on every week. I have videos on every topic out there when it comes to retirement or investing or taxation or estate planning, all that stuff. I've got plenty of education on this channel. Make sure you explore it all. All right, everybody. Thanks. See you again next week. So first of all, old annuities. When I say old annuities, before interest rates rose. So let's just say arbitrarily before 2022. That was when most of the rates had settled in at a higher level. So interest rates were and are significantly lower, meaning if you got an annuity before 2022, you got it during a period when interest rates had been so low for so long that even though interest rates have moved up, they can't help you. They invested this money back when interest rates were so low. So they're not only were they low, but they're going to stay low. There's no chance of them going up higher for you. They can change your interest rate calculations and probably have been. So here's a big problem with old annuities. And in my terms, when I look at things like fixed indexed annuities, I'm a fan of them. I haven't had a problem with them for a long time. They're a good diversification from a bond portfolio. But the big problem they've had is they started with these interest rates and your earning power was great. But over the years, they've dropped those interest rate calculations on how you can earn interest. Those old contracts were all doing it, and vast majority of new ones still do it. It's ridiculous. It's not fair, and it shouldn't be done that way. So what you got 5 years ago, your ability to earn is already way less. So the old annuities have that huge problem in them. Filled with caps and bad indices. So the industry was trying to get so creative working through these very low interest rates for so long that they were coming up with these all obscure indices and these volatility controls that are just ridiculousness, and they haven't been paying very well, not as well as they had illustrated. Income payout rates were drastically lower. I wasn't a big fan of these deferred income annuities that get sold in dinner seminars because the payout rates were so terrible. But now that's changed. Payout rates are way higher now. Okay. You typically have access to 10% penalty free annually. A lot of people that are in annuities don't realize they have access to the money. When salesmen sell these things, they don't really put it in a plan. They don't show you how to use it. They don't meet with you ever again. So make sure you understand the terms of your contract. Talk to somebody that understands these contracts and maybe can help you adjust and see how to use them for your situation. Some companies have market value adjustments that are smaller than others. You may not even know what a market value adjustment is. It's really hurting the ability for people to get out of their annuities right now, or it's making slick salesmen force you to do it in a way that they can hide it from a regulator so they don't say no, right? So we got to be careful about the penalties. You have penalties to get it out, but sometimes they're small enough where you're able to get out in a manner that still makes sense. That's so important. When done properly, it goes through regulator control and says, is this in the client's best interest? And forms have to be filled out comparing what you're in now and what you're going to. It's very important that this type of stuff is done properly. Otherwise, it's a slick salesman saying, just cash it out and then we'll write a check for the new one. Don't do that. Be very careful how you're doing this, okay? You're talking to a salesman if they're trying to get you to do things like that. So when we talk about this concept of upgrading your annuity or refinancing your annuity, there's good reasons. There are legitimate reasons. If you had a mortgage, a 30-year mortgage at 6% and you could refinance it down to 2%, you'd do it. It's in your best interest. Okay, this should be a win-win for everybody. So newer annuities, interest rates are significantly higher, and now we have companies out there guaranteeing those interest rates for the whole term. So if you're using a fixed indexed annuity that has much lower rates, lower caps, bad indices, you may be able to upgrade that. Okay, if you have an income rider out there, the payout rates are significantly higher. Okay, we have significantly better indices, participation rates with no caps. There's so many things that are much, much, much better now that we have higher interest rates. Much better. And you can lock into these higher interest rates and improve what you currently have. So how do you do that? Well, there's something called a 1035 exchange. That's like for like, annuity for annuity. If you go from annuity company to annuity company without going to your bank account first, there's no taxation. Okay, now if you have a penalty, you will have to pay that penalty, but the new company will have to approve this and make sure it's better for you. So the new company, a lot of the times they'll pay a real bonus, not the fake garbage stuff. I'm starting to hear things like somebody just walked in my office and told me that they got offered a 70% bonus. Well, look, I've heard of 30% bonuses. I've never heard of a 70% bonus. So I'm looking into that one. But oh my Lord, is that not real? It is not real. The 30% is not real. That's just a new income annuity that has nothing to do with your real money. The real bonuses that are out there that are going into your real money are all around 10% out there right now. You might find 12%, but the reality is the real bonuses are about 10% out there. So if your penalty is 5, 6, 7, 8% to get out, and you're earning 10% immediately, and they compare the two contracts and the new contract is better, the regulators say, go for it, go do it. I don't have a problem with that. You're upgrading what you currently have. And that's the goal in this. Recoup that penalty with a bonus that's real. In those low interest rate, almost all the bonuses were not real. Now we have higher interest rates. There are real bonuses out there. So we got to be careful. Again, working with an actual advisor, not a salesman, is the important part of this. The hard part is making sure that you're doing that, right? So these bonuses that are out there can help you recover from any losses that you had from that previous annuity. So when we look at this, what do you need to do? Well, the first thing you need to do is review your plan, understand why you have an annuity. Okay, I've always been an advocate of, if you're getting an annuity, get a plan in writing. Okay, get a good financial plan that says, here's why I'm using this annuity and how I'm going to use it in the future. So that way we have a better understanding of the place that this annuity has in our portfolio. And if you didn't get one of those, again, seek actual financial advice, not from some salesman that just sold the annuity to you. Okay, so we need to have an idea of why we're using this annuity. Okay, what are your expectations from this annuity? Too many people have these income annuities and have no expectations of actually pulling income from it. Might want to take a withdrawal occasionally here and there. Some people don't even know they can take withdrawals. So question it. Why do I have this? Understand what this annuity is for, and then gather up your statements. Find out what your penalty is. How much is your penalty? Find the accumulation value, which is the real value of your cash dollars that are in there, and find out how much the surrender value is, which is if you say, give me all my money, how much am I getting? And then find out what that percentage penalty is. If it's more than 10%, you're going to struggle to get out of there legally in your best interest. If it's less than 10%, that's something that can probably be upgraded significantly. Okay. So it's important to know these things. And then your contract will have payout rates if this is an income annuity, and those have drastically risen. Okay, so when I look at these older contracts, the payout rates are more like 4% for most people. For people that in those same contracts today, you're looking at more like 6%. Okay, so a 4% payout versus a 6% payout is drastically different and can be upgraded. Okay, so find a knowledgeable independent advisor that understands annuities. There's so many independent advisors out there that don't understand annuities, but there are more and more and more good advisors out there that took their blinders off and said, I'm going to force myself to understand everything about the world of finance. Okay, that's the hard part out there. People find their little niche, their little lane, and they're not willing to look out there. I was just talking to some advisors, opening their eyes to what's out there. It's amazing all the different stuff that can be used out there. But when you're in your niche, you just keep your blinders onto it. So understand, you got to have an unbiased advisor that understands this world out there. I can always help. I'm happy to help. I'm licensed everywhere. Jump on Zoom. I can run through the different types of annuities that you have out there. Always happy to review what you currently have and help you understand what you have and see if there's anything that can be done to help fix it. All right. So let me know if I can help. Yourinvestmentcounselor.com. You can book free 30-minute meet and greet with me. You can book hourly. You can book anything you want on there directly with me. I am a real person. I am in Arizona, but I'm happy to jump on Zoom with people anywhere in the world. I talk to Japan all the time. I talk to lots of different countries all the time with clients everywhere. Full classes. We do classes in full form, hour and a half long classes. We do them over Zoom, and we do a couple of them in person here in Arizona. FPFEAZ.org. Jump on there. Look at the schedule. We do a different topic every single month. Open Q&A to interact with me, everything. And our phone if you need us for any reason. Always happy to help. Give us a call, shoot us an email, comment below. I do respond to comments. Well, I respond to questions. Comments, sometimes I just leave those alone and always appreciate them. Subscribe to the channel. We got 2 new videos coming out every single week. So if you haven't explored our channel, jump on that channel and start watching some of those other videos. All right, everybody. See you next week. Thanks again.